I want to tell you something about how skincare content works. When you're a creator in this space, you're constantly being pulled towards new brands, new products, new launches, anything new that the algorithm is rewarding that week. There's real financial pressure to continue this cycle of introducing new stuff all the time because the same 12 products that you've loved for years and years don't necessarily drive clicks. Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. If you're into that too, definitely hit subscribe and come join our skincare community. I've been doing this for 8 years and I have genuinely tested hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of skincare products by this point in time. So if I woke up tomorrow and I wasn't a creator, nobody was watching, no algorithm pressure, and no reason to try anything new, these are the products that I would be using. If you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up, play my intro, and let's get into it. Make Prem Relief Essence Toner. Now, I've been using this since 2021. It's been a really long time, and this is definitely one of those toners that on first use, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a favorite. It's a really thin, watery, lightweight texture that quickly absorbs into my skin. And that's what I really appreciate in a toner because I love to put my toner on in a couple of layers. And I definitely want something that's not gonna build up thick or sticky or tacky on my skin. So this is the perfect texture just for what I personally prefer. But even though it's thin, lightweight, quickly absorbed, does not mean that it's not deeply hydrating or hard working for thirsty skin. What really made me fall in love with this toner is that it gets deep down to the source of my thirsty, dehydrated beast within my skin. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And that tight feeling deep within your skin does not get relieved by surface hydration alone, by thin little weak toners that just sit on top of your skin and don't really do anything, sort of disappear after a couple of minutes. You know what I'm talking about. This is not that type of toner, although the texture might make you think it's very light, right? Light, but deeply hydrating. It gets in there and it really replenishes the skin. It brings a lot of relief, a lot of deep down hydration, and even some soothing if your skin is severely dehydrated. The ingredients here are incredibly minimal, very, very appropriate for sensitive skin. Honestly, if I only had to use one toner for the rest of my life, this would probably be the one. Haruharu Probiotics Barrier Essence. Now, I started using this in the fall of 2024, and I kind of really haven't stopped using it since then. Another product that once I started using it, I couldn't stop using it. And in fact, I had to stop and I didn't want to. I used it all of winter 2024 to 2025. Spring rolls around. Now, spring where I live can be kind of cold, and then it very, very, very slowly starts to get mild and warm up, right? So spring, I'm using this. It's beautiful. It's nourishing. It's barrier strengthening. It's incredibly comforting to my skin. And then the warm weather hits, and then this felt a little bit too heavy. And you had to pry it from my hands, honestly. I really didn't want to. I will retire this for the 3 months of very hot weather we get where I live, and then I'm bringing it back. And so fall of 2025, I was waiting. I was anticipating. I was like, Haruharu season is just around the corner. And then I started using it again all fall, all winter, all spring. I knew when to stop. I don't really love it, but I know I listen to my skin. This is one of those products that I always have in my skincare closet. I've always got a bottle or two on hand. It is so darn good. And it's actually one of the products that not only do I use a lot, but I recommend a lot for barrier strengthening or even barrier repair. This product has the right mix of ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids in the right ratios that mimic the natural lipids found within your skin barrier. This is what you need to keep your skin barrier strong and healthy, or to repair it if it's weak or damaged. And that's why it's one of my favorite recommendations. There's also some probiotic content in here that helps with your complexion. So the health of your skin, the strength of your skin, but also the healthy vibrancy of your skin as well. It's everything that I would want in an essence, and it actually is quite powerful that I often will use this like a serum in my skincare routine too. I love the double duty of this. It's incredibly nourishing. One of the richest, most moisturizing products out there, but it is also one of the most healing and barrier strengthening essences that I've really ever tried. Avene Cicalfate Serum. Now, this is my go-to since early 2024 for burning, stinging, irritated skin. This serum is so unassuming. It looks really boring from the ingredients list. The texture is a nice, lightweight, hydrating gel texture, but it honestly feels like it's kind of one of those just like it just feels nice on my skin, but it's not really doing anything type of serum. You know what I'm saying? It seems kind of boring. It really isn't. I was so incredibly impressed at how instantly this product soothes my skin. Whenever my skin is flared up, irritated, itchy, inflamed, burning, stinging, kind of irritated, this product on contact within a minute of putting this on calms your skin down like nobody's business. How is this possible? It is like a miracle in a bottle, a little bit of magic. There is actually an ingredient in here, I'm going to highlight it on the screen right now, that is actually responsible for this soothing mechanism. It is clinically proven to reduce burning, stinging, irritation on contact. It is an incredibly quick working ingredient that actually intercepts the pain signal or the irritation signal. It actually signals to the nerves in your skin to calm down. So it doesn't just soothe the inflammation after it happens, it actually stops it at the source, which is incredible. This works so well. So whenever my skin feels a little bit stressed out, because I have sensitive skin and I can be prone to my barrier kind of getting off track, right? So whenever I'm feeling that coming on, sensitivity to, maybe the sun, sometimes just a little bit too much time in the sun can really stress out my skin. Pollution in the air. Maybe I just went a little bit too hard, man. Too many retinaldehyde nights in a week and my skin's just feeling it. Maybe my skin's just feeling a little extra dry and dehydrated, and that is flaming up some irritation and inflammation in my skin. This serum comes to the rescue. It's actually really great if you're feeling the first beginnings of sensitivity on your skin. Use this, you will get right back on track. It doesn't just stop the irritation feeling, it actually does help to restore the skin barrier as well. Geek and Gorgeous Power Peptides. Now, I've been loving this one since 2024, and this is like a ride or die peptide product for me. And I've loved a lot of products in the past with peptides. I've tried a lot of products with peptides in the past, and I will say, like, a really good, hardworking, effective peptide serum, kind of hard to come by, honestly. It's not hard to come by peptides, but effective and hardworking, yeah, it is. And this is truly one of those gems in the rough. This works incredibly well for firming and lifting the skin. You can see it and you can feel it underneath your fingertips when you start to use this, and it works within about 2 weeks. You start to really notice those effects. It's incredible. What I also so appreciate about this product is they're not just throwing in peptides, peppering them in, putting in as much as possible, but they're actually really chosen very mindfully the mix of peptides that help to not only stimulate collagen, but to support collagen and the other processes within the skin that create more firm, elastic, and lifted skin. And they're using them in the clinical percentages. And this is so incredibly important because when they study peptides and they say, this peptide can do this peptide can do that, they're done at certain concentrations, certain percentages. And oftentimes products aren't using those clinical percentages, but Geek and Gorgeous has done that. Like I said, they're not using the most, but they're using the right mix very mindfully. And that is actually delivering such amazing benefits quite quickly to the skin. I also appreciate that this is an affordable product. It's in the $20 range, and that is incredibly important too for, a serum that you're going to want to use, consistently throughout your morning and even your nighttime routines. You want something that you can afford to keep in your skincare routine. Some of these peptide products are so incredibly expensive, yes? So just top to bottom, like I said, if I wasn't a skinfluencer, this is the one I'd be using. And honestly, I am a skinfluencer and I am still using this. Dr. Reju-All Advanced PDRN Rejuvenating Cream. Now, this is the newest addition to this lineup of products. I just started using this at the end of 2025. However, since then, I have actually emptied 3 tubes of this product, and I just opened my 4th. That shows a lot of love for a said product, right? It really, really does. Dr. Reju-All has done a lot of research into the optimal amount of PDRN to include in topical products, and I do think that that makes a difference. And definitely along with the other active ingredients in this formula, they're all working synergistically together to produce really good quality skin. And what I mean by that is healthy looking skin, lit from within skin with smooth and tight texture, skin that is firm and plump and hydrated, skin that is glowy and even. That's exactly the type of benefits that I get with PDRN. It is subtle, it is slow, but boy, does it make a difference in how your skin looks. Boy, does it make a difference in glass skin. Boy, does it make a difference in youthful, rejuvenated skin. Boy, does it make a difference when you know you should be eating your fruits and vegetables. You know you should be drinking your water. You know you should be getting your 8+ hours of sleep at night, but you just ain't living right, right? There's times where I'm like, I'm just not living right. I'm doing my best. I'm surviving. PDRN definitely makes me look like I'm thriving when I might just be surviving. It's that type of ingredient. Numbuzin No. 9 NAD Plus Lifting-sil Essence. So I've been using this product since 2024, and this one's interesting because, you know, I always do my best of the year skincare videos. I'll do right at the end of December, talking about all the best skincare from the year. And I remember in 2024, I contemplated hardcore, should I include this product in that list? I really wanted to because I was really enjoying it then, but I hadn't quite finished my first bottle yet, and it just felt like I feel like I can't include it in this type of list. Like I just feel like I need a little bit more experience with this. And so I was like, it's okay. You know, if it's good enough, it will survive until next year's video, right? And so I just kept using it, emptied a bottle. They're very big bottles, so it took me a minute. And then I emptied it and I just kept using it. And then it really earned its place in the best of 2025 end of year video. And it's making its way into this video because I'm still using it in 2026. NAD Plus, which helps to support the energy within skin cells that helps our skin to produce its own collagen. They've also included a lot of peptides in this one, a lot of antioxidants in this one, and it all comes together in a product that not only helps to support collagen, firm and lift your skin, but also brighten up your skin and protect your skin all at the same time. It's like all the beneficial secondary well-aging things that you want in your routine all in one bottle. And it has this emulsion texture. It is a little bit more on the moisturizing side than you might first think that it is, but there is like a bounciness to this that actually is very appealing. It sinks in the skin really nicely, softens right at the surface of the skin, not oily and greasy, but just skin softening. And then your skin feels very plump and it looks very dewy as well, which I find very appealing. You know, it does kind of contribute to glass skin, not just in the finish, but because it really helps to improve your skin quality. Remember, tone, texture, complexion, evenness, healthy, glowy, vibrancy, lit from within look. You want that under your shiny skin, right? Because that's true glass skin, healthy, dewy skin. This is exactly what it gives you. Healthy, dewy, what do I call it? Chewy, dewy skin. This is chewy, dewy skin, and I adore it. But long-term use will show you that it's overall improving your skin quality. Another one where you might think it's not working, take it out of your routine, you start to miss. You're like, oh yeah, actually that was giving me all those good skin days that I was having. I had no idea. Paula's Choice Pro Retinaldehyde Dual Retinoid Treatment. I started using this in the summer of 2024. When this product actually first released. Not only is it retinaldehyde, but there's another retinoid in here, a novel form of adapalene. This is another retinoid that is particularly good at targeting inflammation in the pore lining, and it's really good at targeting like congestion and acne. And that has been one of my main skin concerns, especially like in the years leading up to 2024. I would get congestion, which I've always been prone to it, clogged pores. Sometimes they get inflamed, they turn into active acne, but anytime there's an inflammatory event on my skin with my skin tone, I get a melanin response, and that actually creates a dark mark that is on my skin for usually months after the pimple has come and gone. And so not only will I have bumpy texture, maybe some redness from the inflammation and the active acne that I might be going through, right? But now I've got these dark marks all over my face that are really interfering with how my complexion looks, right? My skin looks uneven and dull because of the dark marks. And that hyperpigmentation just takes so long to fade that by the time I would make some progress with fading them, here comes along another pimple, cycle. And so it was just this real endless cycle for me. Once I started using this product, that little bit of edge with that additional retinoid really helped to target the inflammation, bringing it down. I would notice even sometimes I would still get breakouts using this, but they don't get as inflamed as they used to, which means I don't get as much of that darkening response on my skin as I used to. And I also just noticed as I continued to use this, my skin, the texture started to go down, the congestion started to go down, and the events of inflammation started to go away. My skin was getting clearer, which meant that I could actually finally start to meaningfully brighten and fade the hyperpigmentation on my face without creating new ones, which meant that by 4 or 5 months after I started using this product, my skin was not only clear, but it was also bright in a way that it hadn't been for years because the hyperpigmentation really was fading. And so that's why I stick with this. Not only am I getting my well-aging collagen stimulating and all of that, I'm also getting, the congestion under control that's keeping the hyperpigmentation away. And it has actually just really solved so many problems I struggled with my skin for so many years in one bottle. It is a really, really smart formula, particularly if you're going through those issues like I was. Stratia Lipid Gold, I've been using this since 2018, which is when I started posting skincare content here on YouTube. It has been a minute. And this is the product that I discovered in 2018 when I had damaged my skin barrier and I was struggling to heal it because I didn't quite know what was going on at that time. And so this is the product that not only healed my skin barrier, but it really helped me to learn about the skin barrier, about the ceramides, the cholesterol, the fatty acids. This is the product that really opened up my mind and my education towards skin barrier health and skin barrier healing and all about that so that I can share that passion with you and help you through your skin barrier journeys as well. So this product not only, saved my skin, right? It is also very symbolic of a really big aha light bulb moment for me in my skincare education. When you're a skinfluencer, you try a lot of skincare products and not all of them are good. And so sometimes I will, run into some, mild irritation from products that I'm testing out for content. This is a safety blanket, yes, but it also is a skin rescuer as well. So I love having this in my skincare routine just constantly. It is really a foundational part of my routines. If you've been watching my channel, if you've watched even one routine from me, how I use this and why I love it so much. Cerave Moisturizing Cream. Now, this is the second oldest product in the video. I've also been using this since 2018, and this is also a product that I started to use around that time when I had damaged my skin barrier. And this is a beautiful blend of ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acid, barrier strengthening types of ingredients, mixed with some really good, robust, occlusive ingredients, petrolatum, dimethicone. It fights the dehydration, but it's also barrier supportive. Now, one of the reasons I come back to this cream time and time and time again, it is just one of those drugstore goodies. You know what I mean? It just feels good. It's basic, but it's beautiful. This is the one I'm always packing in an overnight bag. This is the one I'm always traveling with because I can use this cream on my face. I can use it on my hands. I can use it on my body, my legs, anywhere, everywhere. And it's perfectly nourishing, barrier restorative, but not greasy. Haruharu Airyfit Daily Sunscreen. This offers SPF 50 plus PA+4 protection. I started using this in 2024, but it really did not become a daily driver, really hardcore favorite of mine until spring and summer of 2025. And I really have not stopped using this sunscreen since then. And it is late summer 2026 as I'm filming this. And this has just been my daily driver for about a straight year now, although I had used it earlier than that. And it really has displaced some of my other older favorite sunscreens. And there's a few reasons for that. I just really like the protection of this formula, but because it's not shiny or wet in the finish, it's velvety and neutral and a little bit grippy. And so it actually replaces my makeup primer. You know, I don't even use a separate makeup primer anymore. I just put my makeup right on top of the sunscreen after it's dried. So I just love how it functions for my everyday routine. I wear makeup, you know, and this like helps me simplify that routine, but also it works so well to keep my makeup on my skin in harsher conditions, which I really, really appreciate. Plus, like I said, I feel protected with it. I use it year round. I feel very, very good that it has protected my skin from the sun in a lot of different situations. I have very sensitive skin. I can get really, really, really picky about my sunscreen. When I say I mean my skin, not me. My skin is the one that's like, I don't like it. And it can throw a fit about so many little nuanced things within sunscreen formulas. So it's really hard to find one that I want to wear all the time, all year round, that I want to reapply, right? And this one just really fits the bill. So I'm curious, what would make your list of your all-time favorite skincare products that you would go back to time and time again? Let us all know in the comments below. Now, in the comments, you'll find a pinned comment from me with lots of links to everything that I talked about. If you're interested in any of these products, there are some links here on screen on YouTube, but they're very US centric. And so I always like to include more international links in the pinned comment below. So lots more in there for you. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see some more from me, but you haven't hit subscribe yet, please come join our skincare community and hit subscribe. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. And thanks for making 8+ years on YouTube possible. I really am so incredibly grateful to you. I just want to encourage you to keep shining your bright, beautiful, glowing inner light. Don't keep that inside. It's beautiful. We need it out in the world. Shine it out. I love you so, so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.